Our title is Creativity, Inspiration, and Motivation, and I'm teaching at UEA. I was born and grew up in Turkey, did my undergrad at Koç, and then MBA at Boğaziçi, and then I did my PhD at McGill University in Montreal in Canada. And since 2010, I'm in the UK. Since 2012, I'm working at the University of East Anglia. I'm an associate professor in business and leadership there. I'm also a visiting lecturer at Mountbatten Institute. I'm teaching executives at the heart of London. I'm also teaching at the University of Cambridge, Pembroke King's programs. It's a summer program for international students at the University of Cambridge. I have wrote more than 30 articles in international journals, and I'm author of the book called Self-Making Studio, which is composed of doodles. I recently published my doodles as a book. I'll talk more about this, but let me just say, after the pandemic, I went through a midlife crisis. And rather than being a regular academic, I got tired of research and academia, honestly. And I started writing on Medium almost every day. So as of today, I have published 370 articles on Medium. So I have been doing this for the last 18 months, so 1.5 years right now. So that means like I try to publish an article every 2 days or so on Medium. And you can find my articles. If you Google Fahri Karakas Medium, you will see all those articles. I also became a YouTuber in this process during the pandemic. I created more than 500 YouTube videos. I have 2 YouTube channels. I will tell you about these. I also became a TikToker last month. So I started creating these TikTok videos as well. So I'm trying to go out of my comfort zone as an academic. I believe as academics, like we are too much insulated from the outer world. And I decided to give an end to that. I decided to inspire myself, motivate myself by sharing my ideas with the world immediately. Even though they are half-baked ideas, I still try to do that. So my advice to you, try to also create your own assets on the internet and treat this as a long-term marathon. So today you will have exercises on how you can create your own assets. And I will present you some guidance and inspiration on how to do that. But let me just start by saying that creativity is no longer a luxury. It is a critical survival skill that we need in order to adapt to rapid changes around us, solve complex problems, imagine new possibilities for humanity, and navigate uncharted waters ahead of us. So creativity is, I don't believe it's a luxury. It is a critical survival skill. If we want to survive and thrive in 2020s and 30s, there is so much rapid change that we need to be creative. We need to reinvent ourselves every day. So here's a puzzle for you. If you know the answer, please type up in the chat box, or if you want, you can also speak up. Do you know this? Here is your puzzle. This year, there has been a revolution in digital art and non-fungible tokens. Whose non-fungible token was sold for $69 million? Anybody knows? You can just talk if you know, or like if you can also type up. If anybody types up, Sümeyye, you can tell me the answer.
Yeah, of course.
I can't see your chats right now.
Was it first tweet on Twitter?
No, it wasn't that. No, this is a full artwork. Although that first tweet was sold for $2.5 million. Yeah. Do you know? So this was on the news. Maybe you have seen this already. Beeple is the artist. So Beeple created this. You see that digital artwork here? He created this over 5,000 days. Each of these, there are 5,000 pieces here, okay? And each of these is a digital artwork. And he created 5,000 pieces over 5,000 days and then connected them all into a large artwork. And this was sold at Christie's for $69 million, which was a historical moment because it started the era of non-fungible tokens and digital art. And we have entered a new era. So here is the next puzzle. What's the future of the internet? Everybody's talking about this nowadays. Have you heard about this?
I guess not.
Probably you have heard about this because it is connected with the name change of Facebook. Do you know what the new name of Facebook is?
Metaverse.
Yeah. So Meta is the new name, yeah? And Metaverse is the future of the internet. So, and Facebook said they will focus on the Metaverse. And this is AR, VR worlds. And, you know, this, you can also already see glimpses of these 3D billboards in Asian cities, in Tokyo, in Chinese cities. You see these 3D billboards. So this gives a clue about the metaverse and how we will experience it very soon. So if you haven't watched the Meta, Mark Zuckerberg's keynote, I recommend you watch it. Although I don't agree with Mark Zuckerberg's vision, I think Metaverse is important. It is coming very soon, and there is huge competition in that space. So our careers and our futures lie in the Metaverse. So as we continue working in the next decade, we will be working, learning, having entertainment through our avatars in this 3D world, what we call the metaverse. And this will have its own digital economy and non-fungible tokens. Non-fungible tokens, cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, they are very critical because we will be using these as tokens, and this will be the basis of the new economy on the metaverse. So that's why non-fungible tokens are so critical.
NFT was exploding all over the internet.
Now to the latest trend, the skyrocketing prices for digital art sold as NFTs.
The Christie's auction for digital artist Beeple coming to a close a few moments ago. The final bid, $69 million.
$69 million?
I think it probably means digital art is here to stay.
Anybody in this sector has to admit that they were shocked by the size and the ferocity and speed that the industry evolved so quickly.
The number of wallets that were purchasing NFTs skyrocketed.
Some great success. One of the earliest breakout NFTs was CryptoKitty, active community today. And one of the drivers of increased digital wallets post the NFT boom in early 2021 has been a game called Axie Infinity.
And this Axie Infinity, it is right now, rice farmers in Philippines, it was on the news this week, rice farmers in the Philippines are making their salary from playing this game, Axie Infinity. They make $2,000 just through this token economy by playing this blockchain game. So we are actually in the future now. And the future of internet is called the metaverse.
Long term, that just by making something.
Sleeping in bathroom breaks, whatever people want to do, they do it in the Oasis.
I think we are very, very close and witnessing every day, though, the exodus from a purely physical world to an increasingly immersive synthetic digital world that doesn't look like one place we all go to, but is actually just the amalgamation of the different digital worlds that we experience on our various devices.
Economist report believes that the market opportunity for the metaverse could be $800 billion by 2024.
So that's why computer games are so critical, because our lives, our careers, our fun, our entertainment, everything is moving to these new digital spaces. And this has accelerated due to the pandemic. And we can expect in a couple of years, we will be creating our own assets in the metaverse, and our careers, we will be running our meetings in the metaverse through our avatars.
And for Galaxy Interactive, one of their biggest investments has been in gaming.
I don't believe.
So you can watch this, but let me just give you this advice. If you want to really kickstart your career, you need to treat technology as the place to go. You know, normally you need experience and contacts. The careers are like exclusive nightclubs. They are rigged against young people. So, however, like all nightclubs, there's a backdoor entrance, and this you can go back through this backdoor entrance through technology. So technology is the only area of your life that your parents ask you for advice. The same with your managers. When you join a career, when you join a company, your managers will be asking your suggestions in the area of technology. So you can spend 20 years trying to become an expert in an old industry, or you can spend just 2 years to become an expert in a new industry, such as the metaverse, or blockchain technologies, or let's say making TikTok videos, going viral on TikTok. Nobody knows these things. So if you can establish yourself in these new spaces, then you can establish your career, kickstart your career. You can even provide consulting for companies and elderly people or senior professionals, because nobody knows enough about these new technologies, especially metaverse and artificial intelligence. So here is my poster guide for you. The industrial era is over, jobs are in decline, career ladder is broken, there is too much disruption, too much change. You cannot trust institutions, you cannot trust companies, you cannot trust your government. So you need to think and act like an entrepreneur. You need to start creating your own assets, learn how money works for you in the long term, and generate multiple streams of passive income for yourself. So you need to achieve your financial independence early in your life. The earlier, the better. So that's my advice for you. That's why you need to learn about personal finance. Just Google the power of compounding. Why is compounding so critical? You need to tap into the power of compounding. And you need to build your own assets. Income always follows assets. So if you want to get financially independent in the long term, you need to have your own assets. There are two ways to build your own assets. Number one, if you have money, buy them directly, invest in these assets. Number two, if you don't have any money, then you have an excellent second option. You can create these assets. You can create them through the power of your imagination and a bit of hard work. So using your imagination, you can create these assets out of thin air. Just a bit of hard work is what you all need. And of course, your creativity. So what can you create? An ebook. You can write a book, create your own online course. You can create your own fashion line. You can create music. You can create a lifestyle brand, your YouTube channel, your TikTok, or your Medium blog, etc. Your online business. You can develop a new product or service, etc. But make sure that you create new assets and provide value for other people. Let's look at these highest grossing media franchises. Have a look. Pokemon is at the top, 92 billion, 92 billion. This is like such great value. And these emerge just due to human imagination. These are all imaginary constructs, right? The people just created these assets by pure imagination. So if you use your imagination and your creativity, you can also create your own brands like this. You can also create your own stories like this. Pokemon, 92 billion. Hello Kitty, 80 billion. Mickey Mouse, 70 billion value. Winnie the Pooh, 75 billion. You see Star Wars, 65 billion. Disney Princesses, 45 billion. Harry Potter, 30 billion. Marvel Cinematic Universe, 29 billion. You see, like, these are billions of dollars. Spider-Man, Batman, all the others. Barbie, Lord of the Rings, James Bond. All of these things, they emerged from somebody's creativity. So you need to be creative if you want to achieve financial independence in your life. So this is, these people are some of the richest on this planet. How did they get rich? Through creating their own assets. All of these people you see in this chart, they created their own assets, creative assets. George Lucas is at the top. Who is he? He created Star Wars. So he created the Star Wars enterprise, and he has a net worth of 10 billion. And you can see J.K. Rowling, Harry Potter empire. You can see she has made a fortune out of that. Look at the others, Kanye West, Kim Kardashian, they all, you might say, why does Kim Kardashian create so much wealth? But let me tell you, Kim Kardashian, keeping up with the Kardashians, how many seasons was it? 12 seasons? And in each of them, there are like at least 10 episodes. So that in itself, that means Kim Kardashian created more than hundreds of episodes just for that TV program. So all of these people you see here, they create hundreds of assets. That's how they get rich. Matt Groening, he created Simpsons. Simpsons is running for how many years? 28 years? Simpsons? So he created so much wealth because of that. And all of these people that you see here, they are extremely productive. James Patterson, he wrote more than 200 books, 200 books, he's a bestseller. And Stephen King, he has more than 80 books, I think. So if you want to achieve your financial independence, you have to produce a lot, write a lot, produce a lot, create a lot of assets. Okay? So that's the lesson. So to become a Renaissance person, you need to conduct 10,000 experiments in your field. You can read the article. I'll send you the slides. Please read the article that I have written and give yourself at least a decade to do this. Like you have 10 years to come up with your own, to become a Renaissance person, basically. And every year, conduct about 1,000 experiments. So if you conduct about 1,000 experiments each year, and you continue your journey for the long term, run a marathon for 10 years, then in 10 years' time, you will become a Renaissance person. You can't even imagine how much you will learn, you will improve, you will develop yourself just by the sheer power of doing these experiments. Let's say shooting a YouTube video, your own YouTube video, it's an experiment. Writing your own blog, it's an experiment. Doing something that is out of your comfort zone, that's an experiment. For example, I'm shooting a TikTok. That's an experiment. Everything is a learning experiment. So you need to conduct your own learning experiments and do hundreds of these. So these two Irish brothers, they wrote 7 lines of code and they built an empire. This empire is worth more than 72 billion right now. So it's one of the Silicon Valley's most precious companies, and they established Stripe. And on the basis of it is coding, 7 lines of coding. So if you really create transformative value, then you can build your own empires as well. And entrepreneurial spirit is kicking alive, especially in the pandemic. These are new business applications in the United States, and this applies to all the world, everywhere, people are establishing their own business. Generation Z are hustling for their post-COVID futures, especially people in their teens and 20s and 30s. They are establishing their own companies right now to make cash, to earn valuable life skills, but also to achieve their financial independence. This is also called YOLO economy. You live only once. You can read this New York Times article, you live only once. So you live only once, so have an adventure, establish your own company, establish your YouTube channel, establish your blog, establish your TikTok, whatever you wish to do, like just go for it and do it. That's the new philosophy. So I include 10 links here. Please make sure you click on these links. I will send you the slides. I have written lots of articles on how you can survive and thrive during the 2020s. So if you want to survive and thrive in the next 10 years, these are the things that you should do. And each of them is linked to an article. Please read them. Okay, so please read these articles to learn more. Here's your next puzzle. He was a lawyer. He started staying up late between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. every night. So every night he stayed up late and he started writing these mystery novels. And he finished writing a book every 6 months using this method. But he wrote for 4 hours every night without skipping. And using this method, he became one of the best-selling mystery novelists of all time. He has published more than 40 books, always writing between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. And remember, he's a lawyer. That's his full-time profession. So who is he? Any guess? Do you know him? Have you heard? He has his own masterclass, by the way. Hey, David Baldacci. David Baldacci. And this is his masterclass. Let's have a look.
My wife likes to tell people that he looks very nice. He's a very nice guy. He's a very calm guy. But he has a dark side to him. As a thriller writer, my job is to look out into the real world, see the problem side. I create the problems, then during the course of the novel, I solve them. You don't want the reader to sort of settle back and be really comfortable and like drifting through these pages. You want to grab them by the throat right from the get-go and hurdle them through the next 450 pages. I wanted to get into the weeds with all of you about how I go about my craft. Great characters, how do you come up with them? How do you pace a story so that people can't stop turning the pages? All the things that go into making a successful writing career, I've tried to deliver to you during this master class. I was a lawyer when I first started writing my first novel. I would spend time with my family. They would go off to bed, and around 10 o'clock, I would go downstairs and I would write till 2 in the morning every day, 7 days a week, and I did that for years. If you want to be creative writing stories, you have to be very creative in finding the time to write those stories.
So I'll stop here. You can watch more. But as you can see the lesson here, super successful people, they take a long-term marathon view. They develop smart systems of creative work, and they carve out time in their calendar every day to create assets that will make everything enjoyable, profitable for them. Whereas strugglers, they are living from jig to jig, project to project, deadlines and deadlines, exhausted. They are exhausted. So you want to create your own asset if you want to really be successful and happy in the long term. That's my advice to you today. And I will say this again and again because it is so critical. So you need to create your own game. Establish a game where you feel confident. Do something that you love. Choose something that you love. Let's say you are passionate about food or cooking. Do something about cooking. Maybe turn it into an Instagram brand. You can show cooking videos on your Instagram. So do something about it. Create your own category and master that category. Own that category. And compound yourself over the long term. Do this for like 10 years. And during the first few years, don't wait for any results. This is a long-term game. And I will tell you about my own story as well. But my message today is focus on creating your own assets. Forget about the career ladder, because career ladder is broken. You cannot trust institutions. So focus on creating your own assets, like a book, like your YouTube channel, things like that, podcast. So let me tell you about my own, share my own journey. I established my YouTube channel. This is from, I think, I really focused on my YouTube channel during the pandemic. So it has been about 1.5 years since I started my YouTube channel. Right now, as of today, I have 830 subscribers, I think, close to 830 subscribers. So that means, and you can click on the link, by the way, it is Fahri Karakaş. You can just Google up. Most of the videos are in Turkish, but there are also lots of videos in English as well. So I upload some of my classes as well, so you can find them there. But in total, I have created 350 videos on this channel, 350 videos. And I'm publishing, my goal is like, I'm publishing a new video almost every day right now. Almost every day I publish a new video. How do I do this? I generally shoot these videos once or twice a week. Like, for example, if I open the camera, I generally shoot 4, 5, 6 videos, one at a time. And it takes me like one or 2 hours to shoot these videos. And then I write descriptions of these videos quickly. It takes me, again, an additional 1 or 2 hours to write the descriptions. And then I schedule these videos over different days. So, and I do this like once a week. So if I spend about 3 to 4 hours once a week, then that means I can upload all of these videos almost every day. Like, you can spend just 3 or 4 hours every day. Every week, sorry. If you spend about 3 to 4 hours every week, that means you can upload all these videos quickly, easily, and you can kickstart your YouTube channel. And let me tell you, like right now, I have 830 subscribers. I have started this 1.5 years ago. None of my videos went viral, by the way. It's a very slow process, but very soon, I'm hoping before next year or something like that, I will achieve 1,000 subscribers. That means in the new year, in 2022, I will start making money from my YouTube channel. And more important than money, you provide inspiration. You know, your brain is inspired whenever you are creating these videos. And you always I always come up with new ideas in my notebook every day, and I record them here every day. So whenever you are inspired, whenever you create an idea, I always capture it in my notebook. And if I have access to my camera, I immediately, start to capture them through my videos. Even if and I don't make long videos, like a couple of minutes, that's all you need. So it's like very simple, but as you can see, this is a long-term game. But hopefully in a couple of months, this will start making money for me. And I'm reaching a lot more people. And that increases a lot of opportunities for collaboration as well. This is my second channel. We established it with a friend from Turkey, Cemal. This is now called Yarının Girişimcileri. Yarının Girişimcileri. You can Google this. Yarının Girişimcileri. And I think we have created about 170 videos here. And the videos here are more professionally edited. my friend Jamal arranges these, but it is also close to 1,000 subscribers right now. So, so we have made a lot of progress. And in this channel, I make a program called Zeitgeist in Turkish, whereas we review all the news, economics, politics of 1 month. We just review them, culture, music, what happened during that month in the world and in Turkey and in technology and in economics. We just review what happened in a monthly program called Zeitgeist. So if you know Turkish, you can follow Zeitgeist as well. Okay, and this channel as well. So what else did I do? I loved doing doodle. I love doodling, and I always doodled and kept notebooks. So these are some of my doodles you can see in my notebook. I do these like every day. Every day I do like a couple of 1 or 2 pages of these type of doodles. This is my new notebook, and you can see that I do create a lot of doodles like this. And when I was a kid, I always doodled. I loved doodling, but I then forgot about it. I forgot about it. And recently, in the last 2 years, I told myself, like, I will doodle every day, even for like 15 minutes, 20 minutes, I will doodle. And I did this every day. And then I realized that this became like a book. So I published this as a book, and I created this as an asset. And as you can see, Self-Making Studio, it is now on Amazon, and it is sold through 14 countries right now. But this also means I went back to my childhood. My childhood dream was all about writing in my notebooks and doing these doodles. So my question to you, what did you love doing when you were a child? You need to reclaim that. You need to restart playing. When you start playing again and connect with your inner spirit again, you will be much more calm, happy, productive, and you like everything slows down. When I doodle, everything slows down, and I became so much creative and calm. And that's such an asset. You need that in your life. So that's one of the other things that I did during this pandemic. And I started writing on Medium. So I started to write almost every day or every 2 days. And you can see I achieved 100 articles in July 2020. You can see my milestones, 150 articles, 200, etc. And in January, I had 222. And as of today, I have 370 articles. So as you can see, I'm building up a huge Medium library. And this is like a content shop. Imagine you are writing regularly for a decade. And whenever people are reading your Medium articles, these articles make money. Okay? So for example, I recommend this article, read it, 4 universal principles to create your content empire. How can you create your own content empire on the internet? So what happens when you create your own Medium articles is in 1 month, after 1 month, they pay you for these articles. So this is from last year. As you can see, I made about like $70 each month. And right now it's about $100 each month. And I don't do anything. I just publish these articles. The more people read them, the more each of these articles make money for you. So each of these articles is like an asset. Hey, here's a puzzle for you. OpenAI created a new artificial intelligence software. This produces human-like text. What's the name of this language prediction model? This emerged last year, by the way, and it made huge splash, huge news. Because this shows that artificial intelligence can produce human-like text. Artificial intelligence can now write. You give a prompt to this software and it generates human-like text. And it's able to write like a human being, which is a big deal. Which one is this? Have you heard about this? So it is called GPT-3, GPT-3. This emerged last year. And this was the Guardian article. A robot wrote this entire article. Are you scared yet, human? This was on Guardian. And I became interested in this. Why should we know more about this? This was very intriguing. I became very curious. And I wrote this article, An Idiot's Guide to GPT-3, What is to Come. Why should we care about this? Because we assume that artificial intelligence comes for blue-collar jobs only. These robots, machines, algorithms, we assume that they would come for just, like, let's say, taxi drivers, driving jobs, or factory workers. No, they're also coming for white-collar jobs, such as writing. So how much money did this article make? Any guess? I published this last year, by the way. So this article, I checked it back recently. It made $101 since last year. So I did a TikTok about it. As you can see, this is an asset. Like, it's not only about money. Many people are reading this article. They are following your ideas. You are inspiring people. You are informing people. And it makes money for you. It's like an asset. It's like a soldier working for you day and night, every day. So once you create your own assets and publish them on the internet, they work for you. They will. So I will continue making money from this article as long as people keep reading it. For example, I have written 2 articles on the metaverse, and each of these articles, I think they made about $30 in the last couple of weeks, because people are curious about the metaverse. So if you're curious about something, write about it, shoot a YouTube video, do your own thing, and share it with the world, even if it is not perfect yet. So, and write yourself letters that inspire yourself. This is a letter that I have written to inspire myself. I will create these fascinating writing and art, and at the intersection of creativity, technology, personal development, and science fiction. So write yourself these kind of articles. All masterpieces start with small steps. These are just pages from my notebook. So you need to start creating bad quality, crappy drafts, works and art, and keep it flowing. Focus on creating a huge volume of work. And start it right now. Don't procrastinate. Don't think too hard. You have just 5 seconds to act. So my suggestion to you, after we finish today's workshop, my recommendation, whatever you want to do it immediately. Okay? Establish your blog on Medium immediately. Create your YouTube channel immediately. Do it. It will take just 5 minutes of yours. Do it. Don't think too hard. Just start somewhere. And start it right now. So let's say if you write 1 page every day, and if you create a 1-minute video every day, and if you create 1 doodle every day, in 1 year, you will have 365 pages written, and 365 short videos, and 365 doodles or artwork. And that will be your renaissance. If you repeat it every year, that means you have like thousands of experiments. You keep learning. And that's how you produce your assets. Don't break the chain. And you need to create every day. Schedule time in your calendar to produce your own assets. Have a small goal to accomplish every day. For example, I will write for just 10 minutes every day. Make it so small that it should be impossible to fail. Let's say I will exercise for just 7 minutes. That's it. But always do it. Never break the chain. Okay? So if you establish these positive habits, small habits, and do them over the long term, then you will be very successful and creative for the long term. So here's my advice to you. Think for the long term, develop multidisciplinary perspectives, understand the future, develop a personal system of creativity and productivity, do it every day, do a lot of experiments, give yourself a lot of chances for failure, carve your own path, so find your own voice, tell your own stories, and take bold action right away. Don't procrastinate. Take bold action right away, right now. So this is my advice to you. So remember, don't wait for quick returns. This is a marathon. And there will be some valley of disappointment. You will fail again and again and again. That's natural. Keep going and be positive. Just continue. Develop an abundance mindset. Be positive. And things will get better, but it will take time. So here's the exercise for you. I want you to think about your own assets right now. And what are the type of assets that you have right now? I want you to make an inventory in the next 1 minute. Make an inventory of all your assets. Open your notebook and make a list of all your assets right now. So what are your assets? Creative work, let's say your portfolio. Have you created some artwork, design, videos, articles, blogs? Social assets, do you have a following on LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube? Your network, your audience, make a list of them. How many people can you reach? And then your reputation, your brand, your personal brand. Do you have any prizes, distinctions, awards? And then your online assets. Do you have your website, blog, podcast, mail list, or social media profile? Do you have any copyrights or intellectual property? Do you have a business or a productivity system? Do you have any products or services that you can sell? And do you have any business, any company? So please think about your own assets. What do you have? Make an inventory. Make a list of them now. And if you don't have much, that's perfectly okay. Just make your list will be short then, no problem. Just make an inventory, okay? What do you have? Make a list of them. If it is a short list, don't worry. You are just starting this right now. You are still very early in your journey. This is a long-term journey. And if you start it right now, imagine where you will be in 10 years. You know, this is a long-term marathon. You need to think in terms of 5 years or 10 years. So please make a list of all your assets. By the way, if you have any investments, you can also put them here. Like if you already have money or bought some investments, stock, shares, etc., Bitcoin, you can also list them as well if you want. Or let's say you bought some non-fungible tokens, digital art, etc. So keep writing, keep making your list. I want you to wrap it up as much as you can. Okay, now I want you to continue with the second part of this exercise, which is even more critical. How will you develop new creative assets in the next 1 year? I want you to create a plan, a strategy for yourself. In each domain, whichever domain you will go on, think of charting your journey. What kind of creative assets will you be creating in the next 1 year? Will you be creating your own podcast, YouTube channel, Instagram brand? Will you create music? Will you create a fashion or lifestyle brand? Will you be shooting videos about cooking? Will you establish your TikTok? Will you write a book? Create your own ebook? Will you write on Medium? Create your own blog? So please come up with a list of all what you can do, what you really want to do. Make a list of them. Make a list of all your aspirations. What kind of assets will you be creating in the next 1 year? Okay, so please continue making your list. Try to wrap it up. You can also look at this chart if you want. Choose your platforms, number 1. YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Etsy, Amazon. Maybe you can create some artwork and sell it on Etsy. Or you can sell something on Amazon. Or do something related to these. Maybe establish your Kickstarter page. And you can do crowdfunding. Maybe you can establish your Patreon page. You can gain your salary on Patreon as long as you are creating and building your own audience. How will you build your own audience? Which platforms will you be focusing on? Number 1. Number 2, then start small. Start right now. So after the seminar today, after the workshop, I want you to immediately start it right away. Do it immediately this evening. Don't leave it till tomorrow. Do it immediately. Take an action. Create something small. Maybe if you're establishing your YouTube channel, just say hello to the world. This is my YouTube channel. I will be talking about these and these. In this channel, I will be making videos about these and these. That's it. Just 1 minute or 2 minute video. That's it. And establish it, publish it, share it with the world. Or on Medium, let's say you can write a 2-minute article, very short article, and you can say, I will write in these topics. That's it. You can do this in half an hour. but do it right now. Don't think too hard. That's the thing, you know. Generally, like if you think too hard about this, then your brain will create lots of excuses. Your brain will block you. That's why my recommendation, act in 5 seconds. You have 5 seconds to act. So after this workshop is over, count up until 5 seconds. In 5 seconds, you have to take an action. Do it immediately. Don't think too hard, okay? And then number 3, you improve yourself. You build on your strengths, find your own voice. You fail and learn, develop skills. So I'm in this part right now. It has been 1.5 years, and I'm in the third or maybe fourth, between third and fourth stage. In fourth stage, you will innovate, focus on more on quality. Build your audience, find your 1,000 fans, connect with your audience, create value for them. And number 5, you can then monetize it for the long term. You can create digital products, services. You can add value, capture value, and sell it. You can monetize it. You can save and invest and compound yourself and keep creating all these assets for the long term. Okay, so are you done? Like, have you made a list of what you will do? So I included more exercises. They are in your slides. Please do them at home. For example, imagine that you can make 1,000 pounds in 24 hours. Like, it is something impossible, right? At first. But let's say it is possible, just for the sake of creativity. How can you make this? Some people do it, right? They make 1,000 in 24 hours. How do they do it? Like, create ideas. So give your brain puzzles and then try to solve these puzzles. Generate ideas. So, and solve lots of puzzles like this every day. Give yourself challenges and puzzles every day. Your brain should work like a content generation machine, idea machine every day. And generate lots of ideas every day. For example, this is another one. I wrote an article on this just today, actually, on Medium. You can check it out. I wrote it today. Imagine you can build your own content empire in the next 3 years, and your goal is to make 20,000. How would you do that? Again, great ideas. And you can read my Medium article that I have written today. But these are like exercises that you can do. But let's say whatever you do, you need to give yourself a lot of chances. For example, let's say I will design Instagram infographics or stories. Then my recommendation, do at least 300 of them. So whatever content piece you do, you need to create at least 300 pieces of content. Let's say you have become a YouTuber. Create at least 300 videos on YouTube before giving up. Don't give up early on. You have to continue producing a huge volume of content. And don't expect any returns before creating your 300 pieces, okay? Because what happens is after you do it 300 times, then you get better. You get better, you develop your skill set. And we live in such a different age. Ronaldo makes more from his Instagram than from soccer. As you can see, Instagram posts are more profitable for him. Joe Rogan, he created 4,000 episodes of podcasts, and Spotify made a deal with him. Spotify paid him $100 million for his podcast. So how come he's so successful? Because he created 4,000 of these episodes, 4,000, that's huge. So that's what you need to do. Like, you need to create hundreds. These YouTubers, they are millionaires, right? 26 million, all of them are millionaires. They created hundreds of YouTube videos, hundreds of them. And YouTube surpassed all TV networks. As you can see, the world's new television is YouTube. 2.3 billion are there. And the advertising revenue is huge there. So you need to start a career on YouTube. Don't miss that. Look at all these celebrities. These are some of the richest people in the world, all young people. And many of these, they established their careers either on YouTube or on TikTok. So these are TikTokers, YouTubers, and they established their careers in social media. So my recommendation, this should be your year of asset creation. Whatever you do it right now, okay? Establish your YouTube channel, Instagram brand, Medium blog, or create your own book, write your own book, create your TikTok account, just have fun. But do this for your own future. And you need to act in 5 seconds, remember that. Whenever you have a positive instinct to act on a goal, you must count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, physically move and do it immediately, or your brain will stop you. You can watch Mel Robbins about this, but don't wait for inspiration. It's not coming. So you don't get inspired and then do great work. No, you do the great work. You create your article, you write it, you finish it, you shoot your video, and then you get inspired. So it is not, it doesn't start with inspiration. No, it's always hard to start it. So the solution is to start right now, even if it feels uncomfortable, even if it feels hard, even if you feel like an idiot, do it nevertheless. And don't take it too seriously either. You know, it's like nobody will care at first. You know, nobody will watch you at first. Nobody will read your articles at first. But it's a process. It's a long game. So don't really be discouraged. You know, it's a long marathon game. So this is a great case. I can stop anytime, by the way. We have finished 1 hour. I can stop, but let me just give you another puzzle. He quit his job. He decided to travel the world. He created 1-minute videos on Facebook. He did this for 1,000 days nonstop. Who is he? And he said, that's 1 minute, see you soon. I think you know him. Now David. Yes, exactly. So this is how he became successful.
Your life, because what I'm about to share with you changed my life. See, when I look back at all the success I've had in the past 3 years, from traveling to making videos to making money, I realized that I succeeded mainly because of one thing. And that one thing is deadlines. Deadlines are the single most important thing in my life, and here is why. No deadline. The first day you write a little bit, the second day you write a little bit more, and because you have unlimited time, you keep working day by day on that book, and after many days, you lose interest, you never finish, and never publish.
If you don't have a deadline, you don't publish, because there is no deadline, there is no pressure.
This is the classic case of giving up. I had that too all the time. But you will be amazed by how much a strict deadline can change your life. The first day you write a few words, the second day you write a bit more, but because you have to finish a book by the third day, you work your ass off to write as much as possible before the deadline, and just like that, you have written a perfectly good book and published. 3 years ago, I set a deadline for myself, 24 hours. Every day I forced myself to make one video, like this one, from beginning to end. So by 9 a.m. the next day, I need to publish a video. This is how I was able to create 1,000 videos in 1,000 days. That's 1,000 days? I never broke the deadline, not even once, no matter what. It was hard, it was painful. Bro, I don't want to make a single one more video. But because of that... That's 1 minute, that's 1 minute. That's 1 minute, 1 minute. success. And I'm gonna be honest with you, without a strict deadline, I would have taken weeks to finish one video. The quality would not have improved and I would have eventually quit.
So it's all about deadlines, as you can see. Give yourself deadlines. Don't wait for inspiration. Start right now. Small and consistent actions is key. And do it every day. So I have included more resources, but my takeaway is you need to create your own creative assets and start it right now. This is your hero journey. You need to jump into the unknown. This is your life. You are the hero of your life. And the world needs your contribution. The world needs your voice, your stories. So in order to tell your story, you need to jump into the unknown. You know, jumping into the unknown, this is like every movie, by the way, every book. In every movie, our hero is called to an adventure. There is a crisis and you are called. So you need to jump into the unknown. And that adventure or trouble is what makes you special. Then you go through all that hardship, all that transformation, all those difficulties, challenges. And that's your journey, full of ups and downs, full of depression, full of anxiety, full of enemies, and your biggest enemy is yourself as well. So you need to go over all these unknowns, and then you will be transformed. And when you return home after your adventure, you will return as a different person. You will grow. So as we finish, and we are finishing now, but just one last thing I want you to do. I want you to visualize where you will be in 10 years. Here is where I want to be in 10 years. I have written that for myself. For example, I want to create at least 2,000 YouTube videos in 10 years. I will write at least 2,000 Medium articles in 10 years. I will not stop. I will write, hopefully, at least 3 to 5 books in 10 years. And I will create at least 2 online training programs. And I will create an asset creation summer school and a hackathon. And I will make at least $1 million in 10 years. That's my promise to myself. And I have even written myself a check to this amount. I will make $1 million, let's say, from my content creation, from my content empires. I will build these empires. I will be curious. I will write. I will shoot videos. I will create every day for 10 years. And I'm writing myself a check. So you can also write yourself a check and write the number. I wrote myself $1 million in 10 years. So I want you to visualize it. What will you achieve? Where will you be in 10 years? And write it down in your diary, in your notebook. And nobody should see this, but only you. So where do you really want to be in 10 years? In 2031, where do you imagine yourself? Please write it down as much as you can. The more specific, the better. If you can think of some numbers, write down those numbers. Okay, please wrap it up. And this is the end of my training for today. But let me tell you, I included lots of other resources, pages from my notebook to inspire you. So check them out. I will be sending these slides, sharing these slides, okay? So how will you coach yourself? How can you establish your game, design your environment? Lots of exercises about it. How to cope with anxiety and failure. How I cope with anxiety and failure. So I included lots of pages from my exercise notebooks. How to flower yourself. These are my principles. How to be a Renaissance person, and some doodles from my notebook, and an entrepreneurial story. But again, my main message is all about assets. Start creating them right now. Take an action right now and create your own manifesto. Do something different. For example, this guy, instead of applying for jobs through a regular CV, he created a donut CV, delivered donuts. And he said, most resumes end up in trash, mine will end up in your belly. So think creatively. Do something unique and outstanding. Okay, so I'll stop here, but you can check out the slides. I also included an exercise, create a list of all the things that you are good at, you love doing, and then you want to learn, improve, get better at. Create a list again, create 30 things that you want to learn, improve. Maybe you want to learn a new language, or maybe you want to learn an instrument, and your specific visions you would love to see happening again, like create these 3 lists as well. So lots of exercises here, but best of luck, and best luck in your asset creation journey. So I'll stop here, stop the sharing. I will send you the slides. Okay.